Let's see, Mr. and Mrs. Wedmore?
Yeah.
Well, the results are in. He's slow, he's quiet, he's socially awkward. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Wedmore. Your son's an introvert. Does this sound like you? Would you rather stab yourself with a rusty nail than go out to a loud, crowded bar? Do you spend your nights staying home alone to recharge and read a book? Well, it might just be that you've been plagued with the curse of introversion yourself. But fret not, my friends, we do have a solution, and it's coming soon. Stay tuned. The dictionary defines an introvert as a shy, reticent, and typically self-centered person. This is a load of crap. You and I both know that there are a ton of people who label themselves as an introvert who are not shy and they're not self-centered. And we also know plenty of people who label themselves as extroverts who are shy and maybe a little self-centered. And then there are all these people in the middle who just can't seem to decide, and they like to say, I'm both. I'm an ambivert, because sometimes that's me, and sometimes that's not me. Yeah, that's me. So, what are you? Are you an introvert? Or are you an extrovert? Well, the truth is, you're actually neither, because there is no such thing as an introvert.
What?
Or an extrovert.
What?
The whole terminology of introvert or extrovert actually comes from Carl Jung, who developed these words in order to describe the attitude types of different people, not to label a specific person as introvert, extrovert, or ambivert. The word ambivert is actually the closest word we can use to describe all of us. Jung even stated that everyone has both an introverted and an extroverted side. It's just simply one is more dominant in all of us. Now, if you're still with me, it's probably because you're introverted. I'm gonna take you a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole, and I promise you're gonna learn a ton about yourself and why you tick. If you were to take the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator test that Catherine Briggs and Isabel Myers originally created in 1962 after heavy influence from Carl Jung himself, you would be presented with one of 16 different combinations of a 4-letter set that makes up your psychological type. Today, all we're focusing on is that first set of letters. The first of these 4 letters, or temperaments, describes how you experience your world, either internally or externally. It indicates how you receive your energy and how you lose it. Now, if you came out as an I for introvert for your first letter, you tend to be very inwardly focused, and other people or heavy external stimuli can easily drain you. In order to recharge, you often need time alone to be with you and your thoughts. And since the majority of people have a lead extroverted function, they tend to not understand this time that you need alone. This leads to these type of definitions that labels introverts as shy recluses that are very self-centered. So whether the first of your 4 letters is I for introvert or E for extrovert, the most important thing you have to understand is that never ever defines who you are. Okay, we're getting even deeper, so stay with me. Now, once you get the 4 letters that make up your type, Jung has presented us with another dimension called functions. Each of the 16 personality types, including yours, all have 4 functions, none of which are created equal. Imagine for a moment a minivan filled with a family of 4 out on a road trip. In the driver's seat, you have the patriarchal father. The father is your primary function. He's the one driving the bus, or your life. Now, riding shotgun is our mother. She is your secondary function. It's not as strong as your first function, but it's still important. And in the back seat is the older daughter, your third function, and of course, little baby brother, your 4th or smallest function. Now, what do all these functions mean? Well, we can't go into full detail with them for you here today, but do know this. Your first function is the primary value or need that you crave in your life. And as you go down these 4 functions, the 4th one, the smallest one, is the smallest because it requires the least amount of fulfillment or need from you. Each of these functions actually carry on their own extroverted or introverted qualities, which means all of us, you included, have 2 introverted functions and 2 extroverted functions. Oh, so is that why most people describe themselves as ambiverts? Bingo. Let's take a look now at this introvert's 4 functions to see who's driving his bus. Now I'm an INTJ, and that first letter I for introvert forces me to walk around labeling myself with introverted qualities.
Hello? No, I can't. I'm gonna stay in tonight. Yeah, I can't go out. Hey, what can I say? I'm an introvert. You know what, while I was thinking about it, let's go ahead and rain check on next weekend too.
So if you take a look at my happy family in their minivan, my 4 functions, Myers-Briggs will tell us that my first function, the one driving the bus, is called intuition. Well, actually, it's called introverted intuition. In short, my primary driving force in life, the thing that juices me up and gets me so excited about life, is an introverted function. But there are 3 other family members on this road trip, and they need some love too. Let's take a look at my second function. It's a bit smaller, but it's still very, very significant. And this one's called extroverted thinking. In simplest terms, this actually means I enjoy thinking out loud and brainstorming with others. So even though I'm an introvert, I still enjoy extroverted activities. In fact, most people that meet me in public don't even believe that I'm introverted. Why? Well, because I'm usually talkative, outgoing, and the opposite of shy. But I wasn't always this way. Growing up, I had horrible social anxiety. I never spoke up in class, and I hardly spoke to anyone. So what happened? Well, in a nutshell, I simply developed or strengthened all of my functions. First, my introverted intuition, my primary function, the thing that drives my bus, I let that flourish. And the confidence that came with that allowed me to develop my secondary function, extroverted thinking. So the next time you want to become complacent with a label and make excuses based on what society tells us, think again. You don't have to be limited by the dictionary term of introvert or extrovert. And it's quite easy to develop your functions once you know what they are. So obviously, I find all of this Myers-Briggs and other personality type tests quite fascinating. And if you're still watching, I'm sure you do as well. I learned all of this information from a good friend of mine, Dave Powers, and you can check out all of his videos over on his channel right here. But if you watch this entire video asking yourself the question, what the heck does any of this have to do with video marketing? Well, the answer is nothing. Or everything. You decide. What? So next time you want to become complacent with the label, hand pulls off the label, ooh, takes off all the labels. Who? So if you take a look at my